Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. My name is Sensei and you're watching a special live event about Japanese interest rates. We're going to get the interest rate decision live on the show. Are they going to cut? Are they going to pause? Are they going to hike? Well, we know they're not going to cut. We're pretty sure they're going to pause, but if they hike, the whole market will crash and the unwind will happen. It's not only about the interest rate decision, of course. What's actually a little bit more important would be the speech. So we'll be covering that as well to see how the market reacts. We'll be going through all the charts, getting you guys prepared. The argument that people are presenting is, will XRP save the day? Well, let's have a look and have a look at that argument as well. So the carry trade unwind is a real thing. And it is unwinding. The question is, how quickly will it unwind? And the data and the decisions and the speeches we get today, they will have a direct impact on that unwind. So firstly, I'd like to welcome everyone into the show. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, we've got the suits on with the shirt. No tie. Maybe one day we'll get the tie out as well. But yes, it is a special event. So yes, thank you everyone for tuning in. Please do hit that like button. Please do subscribe. If you haven't taken advantage of the 60% offer on the newsletter, please do go ahead and take advantage of that. It's a new day, so there's 5 spots available. Thank you for all the kind comments as well. I know this event was pushed back, and I appreciate all the Lucas aides understanding and the kind comments I'm seeing rolling in the chat. Looking good. Oh, love the new look. Love it. Thanks, guys. Let's get into the show. So Bank of Japan decision day is upon us. Will they hike rates? In my opinion, they won't hike rates. But does that mean this is not an important show? Absolutely not. It's times like this when no one expects a hike that can cause some real volatility. Remember in 2024, when we got the initial carry trade unwind, there was actually a lot more to be unwound. It was not really expected. Today, it's absolutely not expected. So if we do get a hike, there'll be plenty of time to remove the money because the markets will continue to crash into tomorrow's open. But it's not only that. That's an unlikely event for them to raise rates today. But it's not about will they raise rates or not. It's about what's said in the speech, how to prepare for it. It's about getting all your charts done. So we've got a little bit of time to give you all the information about the carry trade, answer all the questions in the chat in regards to your positions, your questions. We can do chart requests. We can do some chart requests from the premium members. I know some are messaging there. We can do some chart requests for the Electrum and Discord members as well. So we've got time to do that. Also, we'll take some questions from the live chat, subscribers, members, everyone. We'll try and answer all questions on that front. So we'll get prepared for the interest rate decision. We'll cover the interest rate decision. We will cover the speech, and we will explain to you what this is all about. So let me give you the introduction, then I'll go to live chat, then we'll come back for further discussion. This is straight from the newsletter. Bank of Japan decision day, the yen carry trade cheat sheet. Obviously, I won't give away the whole newsletter. One of the benefits of the cheat sheet is also you just have it directly in front of you. So even if I read from the cheat sheet, it's much better having it yourself because you can go through the timeline of events, read it in your own time, read it alongside your trades, put the charts in front of you. And also, it's one of the little perks you get as part of the whole package. So I'm sure the premium members won't be annoyed when I read from parts of the cheat sheet because I will only read from parts, and it's only one of the thousands of newsletters you get. So let's get into the introduction. I'm welcoming everyone in. I see everyone is now tuning in. If everyone can just take a second to hit that like button. I know it's very late for a lot of people. It is 1:30 a.m. here in the UK. So I know we might need to wake people up. We normally live very early in the morning in the US. Now we're live quite late. Please hit that like button so we can make sure everyone makes it into the show. What time are they going to release the data? What time is Japan expected to come in? I'll give you all of that information very shortly. Let me just give you the introduction of what is happening today. Tonight's Bank of Japan decision is not about a 25 basis point tweak. It was last time, not this time. It's whether Tokyo is ready to declare the global cheap money era is officially over. Remember, what's the carry trade all about? If we really want to bring it back to basics, it's for the longest time, or for quite a while, Japan had interest rates at very low levels, 0%, close to 0%, negative even at some points. What did that mean? Well, it meant everyone could just go to the borrow money, and they didn't pay any interest on it. It's just like having a 0% interest credit card. People get a bit excited when they get a 0% interest card, and they might overspend more than they actually have. Essentially the same thing happened there, but to a much larger degree, because we're talking about the stock market and unlimited money for 0%. There's no credit limit on this 0%. They were borrowing from Japan. We're talking the US, we're talking hedge funds, we're talking money, we're talking FX traders, borrowing from Japan at these low rates, investing in foreign markets. We've just got our first super chat of the night. Wow, Nick Jones, here we go. Let's listen into this.
At Nick Jones 106 tipped £1.99 through Super Chat. Sensei's neighbours, eyes emoji, at him going to shed at 1 a.m, smiley face emoji.
Everyone's like, what's going on? Thank you for that funny comment. That made me laugh. Nick Jones, thank you. Where were we? I don't even know what. Yeah, so borrowing money, very cheap rates. And then they're buying US stocks, US treasuries, US bonds, US currency, crypto, Bitcoin, XRP. And essentially, now that the interest rates are going up in Japan, it's no longer a 0% interest for credit card. You have to pay for it. And as soon as you start seeing the return on your invested capital, if it was in bonds, interest rates are going down in the US, and interest rates are going up in Japan, that the amount you're arbitraging, the amount that you're making, is no longer a significant margin. So as the more they raise these rates, the higher the Japanese bonds go, the lower the US interest rates go, the bigger the unwind, and the more likely the unwind is going to happen. Now, if it happens suddenly with a surprise hike or an unwind event, a big unwind like we saw in 2024, that's when the markets crash. If it happens slowly, the effects won't be as big, but with a situation like this, it is unprecedented how fast Japanese bonds are going up, how fast interest rates in the US, not really, but they've been coming down quite steadily now. But yeah, the rates in Japan are going up, and the bonds in Japan are going up. That is causing an issue. So it made it worse in December when we covered this last month, because they lifted the rates to 0.75%. So after lifting rates to 0.75% in December, the highest policy rate in 3 decades. This is you can, if it hasn't happened in 3 decades, you know it's going to have an effect on the markets. The Bank of Japan is widely expected to pause tonight, but that pause sits on top of a 21.3 trillion yen physical package rammed through in November, and a debt load near 236% of GDP, the worst in the developed world. You can't just look at this by itself. It's not just a interest rate situation. The Japanese economy is in a dire state, the worst in the developed world. You might think the US is bad with, what is it now, 100, 120% debt to GDP. You might think the UK is bad, that's close to 80%. Japan has a debt of 236% of GDP. So they have to, essentially the amount of money the country makes, they would have to they'll just have to take it and pay off their debt and not do anything else for 2.5 years to be able to pay off their debt. It's unbelievable, the amount of debt to GDP Japan has. It's the worst in the developed world, and that plays a major factor in all of this as well. The result is an unstable equilibrium. Fiscal policy is flooring the accelerator while monetary policy is gently tapping the brakes. So what you've got here is the government, whether it's the new prime minister, the old prime minister, the next prime minister, they do have an election in February. Um, um, makes sense to do a poll. If everyone spams the chat, we'll do a poll. Yeah, so you've got the government increasing spending, adding to their debt, continuously adding to debt, and then they're accelerating the spending, and then you've got the Fed, or essentially the Japanese Fed, trying to hit the brakes. And they're just raising rates by 0.25%, trying to keep this under control while the government is accelerating very hard. So they're not really sorting out the issue. So Japan is in quite a bad scenario right now. So the result is an unstable equilibrium. Fiscal policy is flooring the accelerator while monetary policy is gently tapping the brakes. That mix has already driven the Japanese bond yields to multi-year highs and kept the yen pinned weak, forcing markets to price a slower but grinding path for higher Japanese rates and raising the risk that every future hike detonates a larger interest bill on an already over-leveraged sovereign. So you can start to see the picture of why we're covering this event and why so many people look to this event. Poll. What's going on in the chat? Sensei, I dare you, do a poll. Who likes the new style of thumbnails? That's what I politely insisted. Guys, everyone spam the chat. Makes sense to do a poll. Poll, thumbnail, poll. Okay, everyone's saying poll. Actually, everyone's not saying poll. Only a few people. If more people say poll, maybe I'll do a poll. I don't really want to do a poll. I got told off by Martyn for my style of thumbnails. So you might see a one face from now on. No more surprise faces from me. And I'm going to do a poll in a second. So if everyone says poll, I'll do a poll. If not, don't fall to peer pressure, Sensei, says Rallo. Okay, if you have just tuned in, Bank of Japan interest rate decision on this show coming up shortly. Please do hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are in a new day here in the UK, so the 5 spots have opened up again, although I don't think I've put a limit on today yet. I will check that after the show. What do you get with the 60%, where you get the full access to all the newsletters? No poll. Someone said no poll. You get full access to every single daily newsletter. You do get the daily newsletter on a free subscription, but you don't get access to the whole newsletter on a free subscription. You will get access to the specific analysis per story, my thoughts on each story. You'll get the chart, the data chart every single day, instant actionable guides. So that's the event cheat sheets. That's one of them for today's event. For these big events, you will get cheat sheets. You'll get one next week for FOMC. If you want today's cheat sheet and you haven't subscribed to the newsletter yet, you can subscribe and then go into the archive. That's a good thing about this newsletter. You can go back and see all the previous newsletters. You can see specialized emerging tech. We've got the XRP weekly newsletter. Again, that is some of that's free to all subscribers. So there is still an incentive to be a free member of the newsletter as well. One-on-one DM access. That's a premium perk. You can message me anytime. I reply to you. You get the budget planner, debt planner coming out in a couple of weeks. You get the portfolio challenge. We're starting with 5,000. I want to show you my playbook into investing in companies. I will show you later some of the companies we invested in and how they've gone up thousands of percent, hundreds of percent, thousands of percent. And then the chart analysis course, that's something I'm really excited to bring to you. 9 years, 8 years of learning, paying for courses, reading books, doing it practically, all of that, all the mistakes I've done. And I'm really trying to make it a very short video, 2 hours, plus there'll be a couple of videos around it if you want to get a bit more in depth. But all of that will be coming next week as well. So we're running a 60% promotion to celebrate the biggest upgrade of newsletters since the day we launched. So do take advantage of it. I'll put the link in the live chat. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is the Bank of Japan interest rate decision live stream. Everyone's saying poll, so let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Start a poll. Do you like the new style of thumbnail? Yes. No, I prefer the funny faces. Yes, I prefer serious. Serious face. No, I prefer the funny faces. Do you like the new style of thumbnail? Yes, I prefer serious face. No, I prefer the funny faces. Do you like the new style of thumbnail? Here we go. Okay, the poll's going up. Martyn told me off for my silly faces. So we're going for the serious faces. Yes, I prefer serious face. No, I prefer funny faces. Please vote in the poll. Okay. Sensei just grabbed the rake to prove everyone is wrong. Can't grab the rake. Heck yeah. Says Peter. Okay. So if you have just tuned in, I know we've got new people tuning in. So I just want to welcome everyone into the show. You are watching Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm your host, Sensei. We've got a special event lined up for you tonight. It is the Bank of Japan interest rate interest rate decision. We're not actually expecting a hike. However, we will get a PDF document to see what their projections are. Remember the time we didn't expect a hike and we got a hike was in 2024 and we got the markets crashing. Right now, the carry trade is unwinding. And we'll get an indication of how fast it will unwind. We'll also get the speech, which is even more important. It will tell us how quickly they're planning to unwind as well. A lot of people are saying XRP will save the day. We're going to talk about that as well. But the unwind is happening. So let's get back into the introduction. How about I don't care? That's fine. Anbus XRP. If you don't care, you don't care. You don't have to watch the show. If you don't care about such a massive event, then you don't have to watch. We like to watch these events not just because we want to trade them. Sometimes I like to trade these, especially if we get a big crash or a big if we get a big crash or if we get a big pump. Sometimes I like to buy the crashes, sell the pumps, but also more importantly, I want to know where we are in the market. What people don't listen to these events enough. The speeches, the documents. You need to live through these events to actually understand what's going on, where are they heading, where is the interest rate going in Japan. It's not just about US interest rate cuts, it's also about Japanese interest rate hikes. You need to really start understanding these events so you're a more informed investor. So again, might be boring, might be annoying, might be long, but if you're a real investor, that's why we cover these events. So if you don't care about this, then I don't know what to say. It's what investors do care about. I can guarantee you every hedge fund, every big investor will be looking at events like this, or if they're rich enough, they'll have other analysts looking at this event for them. So Slim Jim, the new studio looks amazing. Thank you, Slim Jim. I got kicked out of the house because we're hopefully we are expecting a baby shortly. So the studio is now in the shed. I've been kicked out. Yes, the suit is fancy new studio nerd. Do you think Clarity Bill will pass next week? No, I don't think it will pass next week. I think there's a real issue with the Clarity Act right now. The Clarity Bill Act, whatever you want to call it, the market structure legislation. I think there's a real issue with it right now in terms of Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong isn't very happy with it, especially with the interest rate rewards, as they call it, the yield on the stable coins. The banking industry is lobbying very hard not to pass that through, and he's removed his support for it. So it looks like it's going to be delayed. Love the suit, Sensei, says Martyn. I want to give the channel the best YouTube TV channel in the world, not a normal channel. Yes, I certainly agree with that. Oh, 50-50 on the poll, though. Crypto went down 30%, as I think in July of 2024. Yeah, well, Bitcoin went down about 30%. The altcoins went down about 50-60%. If everyone can please hit the like button on your way in, that will be amazing. So what I'm going to do is going to put the timer. I think that timer's wrong for a second. Let me just change that. Let me bring this timer to the correct time. We are getting closer and closer to the interest rate decision. Let me just double check the time of the decision. Again, I'll explain the nuance with the decision. It's not just a specific time. Japan does it a bit differently. They debate it. And then, so the window actually starts in half an hour. The window will start in about half an hour. Let me change the timing. There we go. And I'll explain this to you, that the way they do it in Japan is a bit different to the US. They don't just say at this time we're going to release the decision. They are debating as we speak. When they're ready, they publish it. So it can be as early as of half an hour. It can be as late as maybe an hour from now. But sometimes it's in half an hour's time. So that's why I put that time on the screen. It could be a little bit later though. How long do you think it'll be delayed for the Clarity Act to be signed into law? I imagine a couple months. So let's get back to introduction. Let's welcome everyone into the show. Let me just check everything is up and running. Yes. Has everyone hit the like button? Let me see how many people are in the show and how many likes we've got. We've got 444 people watching and only 136 likes. Can everyone please take 1 second to hit the like button? It takes one moment and it shows your support for us being up at 1:55 a.m. Here in the UK. Please do hit the like button. Please do subscribe. So I'll wait for everyone. I know there's a few people that have still just heard me say that and not hitting the like button. Please do hit the like button. Oh, we've got Saab in the chat. Always lovely to see one of our big XRP fans in the show. Let me just bring that comment on the screen. Oh, that's very weird. Why is that there? Let me just copy that. There we go. Saab says, I agree with Brian Armstrong. It's better that we get it done right from the start. Yeah, okay, so let's just quickly touch on the Clarity Act. The Clarity Act, market structure legislation, this sort of sets the rules of the land for all of this. Genius sets some rules out specifically for stable coins. However, the Clarity Act is touching on it as well. Essentially, the issue right now is the main issue is the Clarity Act changed. The amendments suggested that stable coins wouldn't be able to pay out rewards, and their rewards are essentially yields. Oh, we've got Josh Monroe with a super chat. Thank you very much, Josh Monroe. Let's listen in. Special guest on the show.
At Josh Monroe 4520 tipped $2 through super chat. Thumbs up emoji.
Thank you, Josh Monroe. So yeah, there was an issue with the stable coins. Essentially, they call it rewards, but it's just yield. Something basically prohibiting the yield being paid. Brian Armstrong's opinion is we need to compete with banks. You can't give one set of rules to banks and not give it to crypto. We need a level playing field. Once you have a level playing field, there will be competition will occur, and whatever's best for the consumer will happen, because when there's competition, the consumer wins. I agree with that. I think that should be allowed. I think rewards should be allowed, and I think crypto and stablecoins should be able to compete with the big banks. We've got a super chat. We have to do it.
At Rallo.1 tipped $2 through super chat. Play the Phoenix and make everyone hit the like.
Okay, Rallo1, we'll do that for you. But Brad Garlinghouse, we heard him speak the other day. It's not too important to Brad Garlinghouse. So it depends what crypto company you are. Brad Garlinghouse says, we don't have as much of a dog in that race. We are fairly happy with the Clarity Act. He said we can never get things perfect. And if you always look for perfection, you're not going to get anywhere. And there's issues with just looking for perfection. So there's two sides to the story. Some people want it, some people don't. Some people say it's not possible. Some people say it's just delaying things. I would say, look, I'm not an expert in these sort of things, but if I would like to see the rewards as part of the legislation, but how possible is that with such a large banking lobby? Probably not too possible. We'd rather get that put through and then maybe amendments in the future. I'm probably more on Brad's side on this one. But yeah, if we could get that passed through as well pretty easily, then yes, let's get that. Let's allow the rewards. So let's put Phoenix on. That's a request from a member. Let's get everyone hitting the like button. And now we're close to 30 minutes away from the interest rate decision. Let's put on the music. Here we go. Phoenix. Everyone hit the like button. What are we on right now? 315 people watching, 193 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 250. Cheers everyone, thanks for tuning in. Half an hour until the decision. If everyone can hit the like button, that would be great.
But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Guys, it's a very big day today. Interest rates could hike. No one's expecting it. If it does happen, the market will crash and an unwind will occur.
From the ashes.
This is the question we're asking today.
Get ready for verse 2, Electric Boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the face.
We had a special member request the song and asked everyone to hit the like button, so please do hit that like button. We'll give you the full analysis now, straight after this.
Restlessness prevail. Oh, it's time now, light your fires for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You
Martyn is dancing in his PJs right now. I love it.
You burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
How many likes are we on now? 218. Can we get 10 more people liking the show?
You show you're a phoenix.
Guys, I'm turning up the volume in the studio because we're getting ready for the interest rate decision and we need to get pumped up. So I've turned up the volume in the studio.
Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You
Okay, here we go.
from the ashes.
Let's get some hype in the chat. Can we get some hype in the chat? What's everyone doing? Let's get some hype in the chat. Let's make sure everyone's hit the like button. 5 more likes. There we go. There's Phoenix paid for one of our special members who requested that. Thank you everyone for participating in that. Will XRP save the day? That's a question a lot of people are asking. Okay, let's set the scene because we're 26 minutes away from a potential decision. Remember, Bank of Japan, it's not a set time for the decision. It is a set time for the speech, not a set time for decision. They do things a bit differently. I'll explain more of that in a second. But let's get into it. So tonight's Bank of Japan decision is not about a 25 basis policy tweak. Last time they did raise by 25 basis points. This time it doesn't seem it will be the way. We've just got a special guest on the show.
At Trying to Evolve tipped $1.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you very much, Trying to Evolve. Tonight's Bank of Japan interest rate is not about 25 basis point. It's about whether Tokyo is ready to declare the global cheap money era officially over. After lifting rates to 0.75% in December, the highest policy rate in 3 decades, the Bank of Japan is widely expected to pause tonight. But that pause sits on top of a 21.3 trillion yen physical passage rammed through November and a debt load near 236% of GDP. That is humongous, humongous levels. The worst in the developed world. The result is an unstable equilibrium. Fiscal policy is flooring the accelerator while monetary policy is gently tapping the brakes. The mix has already driven Japanese bond yields to multi-year highs and has kept the yen pinned weak, forcing markets to price a slower but grinding path higher for Japanese rates and raising the risk that every future hike detonates a larger interest rate bill on an already over-leveraged sovereign. It's awful. It's awful. They have to raise rates because their currency is so weak. The prime minister and the government have to keep spending because their economy is weak. But every time they raise interest, but it's a crazy cycle because every time they start spending more, inflation goes up. They have to control inflation. They have to raise rates. The Japanese yen is getting weaker. They have to raise rates to make it stronger. When they raise rates, their interest rate bill, the amount they have to pay on the interest rate goes up. It's no longer 0%. It's just an awful spiral they're in. And what does it cause for us here in the US or UK or whatever, or investing in the markets? It causes an unwind of the carry trade. So this is where it collides directly with your portfolio. The last time the Bank of Japan surprised markets in early August 2024, the yen carry unwind did not stay in Japan. You might just think this is a Japanese problem. That is not true. It's a problem for anyone investing in the markets. It didn't stay in Japan. As the yen ripped higher and funding costs jumped, Tokyo's Topix exchange, the ETF, collapsed roughly 20% over 3 days. And the Nikkei 225 dropped about 12 to 13% in a single session. I mean, these are crazy numbers. It's worst day since 1987, worse than .com, worse than financial crash. This is how big we're talking with this. And remember, most of the unwind hasn't happened yet. It's still on standby. So, is that just the Japanese stock market? Well, no. If you remember, it was only a couple of years ago. The shock rolled straight into global risk. The S&P 500 fell around 3% in a day. That's quite significant for the S&P 500. And then it continued going down over more than 5% over 3 sessions. Its sharpest 3-day decline in over 2 years. Bitcoin plunged from 58,000 to nearly 50,000 in hours. That I remember that was a flash crash, 14 to 15% intraday crash. And the Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index, maybe the top 100 cryptos, or top 20, top 10, they dropped 17.5%. Some altcoins dropped 30, 40, 50%, some even more. Crypto futures saw about 1 billion in forced liquidations, roughly 460 million in Bitcoin alone, and an aggregated open interest was wiped down by 30% in a week. And that's 30% of positions were essentially liquidated. As over-leveraged carry and basis trades were steamrolled. That episode was driven by the same mechanics in play tonight. A sudden repricing of yen funding. If we get a surprise hike, if we get indications in the speech for a bit more hawkish than expected, that repricing of the yen will cause the unwind. The unwind's going to happen whether you like it or not. It can happen tonight or it can happen tomorrow, but it's happening. It can happen slowly, it can happen fast. In any case, it's not a good thing for the markets. Despite the yen remains a core funding engine, estimates of the yen-funded carry complex still range from the high hundreds of billions up towards the low single-digit trillions of dollars. Oh, poor man to rich man. Love the super chat.
At Paulman to Richmond tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. 1 XRP on me. Thanks for covering this. Thumbs up emoji, red heart emoji.
It's always one XRP at a time. That's how we build positions. I love it. Thank you very much, poor man to rich man. Really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the show. If you have just tuned in, we're covering the Japanese interest rate decisions. It can be as early as, where is it? Here. Oh, here. 20 minutes. It can be as late as maybe an hour and 10 minutes. But the window is opening now. We're going to cover what can happen now, setting the scene, giving you some more information. But yeah, we'll be live throughout the night until the speech as well. So thank you, everyone who has tuned into this event. Let's go back to the newsletter. Here we are. So despite that, the yen remains a core funding engine. So all of this is going on, but it is still a pretty good trade. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still a core funding engine. Estimates of the yen-funded carry complex still range from the high billions towards the low single-digit trillions of dollars once you include FX swaps, structured products, and cross-asset leverage. So you need to, let me sort that out. You need to take that into consideration as well. There's a lot of markets that are depending on the yen funding low interest rates. And it takes it into the low trillions of dollars as well. And when that unwinds quickly, it's all about the leverage and the leverage unwinding that causing cascading liquidations. So take the middle of that range, let's say 2 trillion. And even a 20% de-risking implies that $400 billion of potential selling pressure bleeding into US equities, EM assets, credit, and crypto. Today, the S&P 500 is back near all-time highs. Some people will say that's a big problem. AI bubble, we're too high, this, that, and the other. And they've got some valid claims. Some people would say that the market can continue going up and be irrational. They've got valid claims. Either way, if something scares the market or unwinding happens, there's a lot of leverage in the system. So that will cause cascading liquidations. So we've got US equities at all-time highs, crypto not at all-time highs, but not too far off either. So yeah, let's say there's $2 trillion and 20% of that gets unwound. That's 400 billion in potential selling pressure. That will bleed into US equities, EM assets, credit, and crypto. Today, the S&P 500 is back near towards all-time highs. The VIX is around 17, and Bitcoin is trading just below 90,000. It is a classic late cycle carry-friendly conditions. This is how it happened last time as well. If Governor Ueda, I'm probably saying his name wrong, leans hawkish, pulling the next hike forward towards April, or hammering home the inflation risk from a weak yen and loose fiscal policy, the global funding value, The global funding value tightens again. The cost of yen leverage rises, and the economics of a crowded carry trades flip, and scramble for the exits can turn into forced selling cascade. In a world that's still priced for a soft landing and easy liquidity, the exit door is getting very small very fast. This is the issue. We're in a Goldilocks economy. Everything's playing out exactly as we'd like. There's rate cuts in the US. Inflation is heading back down to its target. There is GDP at all-time highs. Everything is perfect. We're priced for perfection. Well, when we're priced for perfection, anything can go wrong. Carry trades can unwind, and because everyone's levered up, it can cause quite a large issue. That's why we cover these events. I'm not expecting a hike. However, if a hike does happen, I'm prepared for a hike. I know where I'm buying. I've got my limit order set up. Even if a hike doesn't happen, it's all about understanding these Japanese interest rate decisions. It's about understanding the speech. It's about keeping up with the data. It's about building a picture of these events so you know how to position your portfolio. It's boring. It's annoying. Some people find it boring. Me and Martyn find it very interesting, these data points, and I'm sure a lot of the members and viewers of the show also, like us, want to be prepared for these events, so they watch it not just to trade it live, but also to start understanding what's going on in the world. So let me go over to the live chat. Gold got Basel III compliance. Thank you, Saab. Yeah, gold has been one of our best trades of the last couple of years. We were talking about gold at $1,500. We were talking about silver about $20. We've caught the breakout of the cup and handle for gold. We caught the breakout of silver late last year around $35 as well. So Very happy with those positions as well. They own a lot of US. Oh, where were we? Good morning, early morning. How are you, Sensei? Let's hope for some good news. When are you starting Portfolio Sensei? Love the show. Portfolio Challenge is launching this weekend. So it's Friday here in the UK now, so it'll be tomorrow. It's Friday, very early mornings, but yeah, it's on Saturday. 20% dump coming in a minute. I don't think so, but I mean, that wouldn't be good. Let me keep an eye on the interest rate decisions as well. No decision yet. Dalish says, how will we be able to tell if it's tone, if it's in Japanese? Well, we will have Bloomberg coverage who will be covering it in UK as soon as something happens in that sense. We'll bring it to you, and we're working on live translation as well. We've got a new super chat. Thank you. Special guest from the show.
At the 3Ds 160 tipped $5 through super chat. Loving the content and the suit. Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you, the 3Ds. Really appreciate you super chatting into the show. Potato Family says, will this be in Japanese or do you have a translation? Yes, right now. So the first thing we're getting is the interest rate decision. No translation is needed. Hair says, what is your limit order for XRP? What's my limit order? It's all in today's newsletter. So today's newsletter, we had a different approach to it. I'm not just giving you trade setups or resistance and support. I've based it on, if you can still go and get, even if you're not a subscriber to newsletter yet, you can still go and get it and go and look at the charts. At the bottom of today's cheat sheet, I won't be showing it on the show. I've gone through, and all members can request extra charts, but I've looked at it in the perspective of if we do get a hike, if we do get a massive unwind, if we do have an AI bubble crash, if something, a black swan event happens, or if we get a small correction or a large correction, I've put all my buy levels, not just the trades or where I think it's likely to go. Some of those levels are quite unlikely to happen, but some of them are quite likely to happen. So I've put all the levels that I'm prepared to buy. Some people will look at that and go, wow, you're expecting a 50% crash in XRP. I'll say, maybe I'm not expecting a 50% crash in XRP, but I'm very prepared for a 50% crash in XRP. And if it happens, I want to take advantage of it. And that's why I've got a limit order set up at these levels. Or you've got my NVIDIA chart, my S&P 500 chart. All of them are there with all the levels I'll buy. Some are never going to happen. Some are very likely to happen, and some might happen in a crash. I don't look at the market as always, when is it going to crash, and I'll buy at the crash level. I look at the market as if it's trending up and there's opportunity along the way. I would rather buy them because the trend is towards the upside. I don't just wait for a crash. However, there is always a scenario where we do get a crash, whether it's a black swan event, whether it's a carry trade, whether it's an AI bubble, whatever it might be. And I want to take advantage of those situations as well. It's not my only trading strategy just to buy it when it crashes, because most of the time you'll just be left on the sidelines. However, you want to be prepared for those situations. So today's newsletter, I've gone through that approach of what levels am I prepared for? What levels do I have my limit order set up, even if there might not be unlikely. Some levels are unlikely to be hit. Some levels are likely to be hit. So that's, if you want all of those levels that I've got all my limit order set up, that's in today's newsletter. Let me just quickly tell you about that newsletter. Every single day you get a market newsletter. Premium members get the whole thing. A chart every single day. You get FOMC cheat sheets, you get Bank of Japan cheat sheets. Whether there's CPI, you get the levels I'm looking at. You get the XRP weekly newsletter, the only XRP newsletter in the world. One-on-one DM access. You can message me whenever you like. Tomorrow, launching the £5,000 portfolio challenge, trying to get it up to 300,000 and catch up to Martyn. I'll be releasing my playbook on how I invest in stocks, what I look at. It's not a sort of an alert when I'm buying and when I'm not, although that will be in it. It's more about the research process, why I'm buying it, what levels I'm buying it, the research behind it, and how I come up with these. It'll be members can also request specific things, specific sectors to look at as well. So that's coming. That's starting this weekend. We're starting the portfolio challenge. So if you want to keep up to date with it, a great time to subscribe now. Then we've got the chart analysis course next week. 8 years of charting, all the mistakes, all the money I put into it, how I learned to chart, and the way that works, at least for me. So I want to share that with you. 2-hour video, weekly updates, weekly lives for the premium members. That as well, plus the network tracker debt planner coming the week after. So 3 weeks, 3 launches, and to celebrate the biggest upgrade of the newsletter since we launched. We're giving away basically 60% offer for the first year. So that link is in the live chat. If you haven't got it yet, do go and check it out. It's the first 5 people every day. We have just ticked into Friday here in the UK, so it's opened up for a new 5 people. Every single day we've actually sold out on it, and I know people have been messaging me saying, is there going to be any more? And I say, yes, this is running for a week. However, they will get sold out pretty quick. So first 5 people, there it is. The link is in the live chat. Do you like the new style of thumbnail? 54% of you say, yes, I prefer serious face. 46% of you say, I prefer funny faces. We'll keep that running. Actually, we'll change that now. We're close to the interest rate. Let me ask everyone what they think, if it's what it's going to be. Start a poll. Is Bank of Japan going to raise, pause, or cut rates? Okay, so raise, pause, or cut. Raise, pause, or cut. There is a new poll in the chat, and I'm going to pin to the top. I've just seen Martyn's pinned comment there. Martyn said, have a wonderful night. Please respect our broadcasters. Rudeness will not be tolerated and will lead to banning from the channel. We are here to provide the best service on YouTube. Thank you, Martyn, for your support. And yeah, we don't tolerate that sort of thing. So let me replace that pin message as well. The pin message is now the newsletter link. There is a free plan as well. There is lots of value in the free plan as well. Let me just refresh this because it's not working. I said pause, but I hope they raise. Yeah, well, it's most likely going to be a pause, but as I explained, it doesn't matter if it's going to be a pause because it's all about the wording in the document. Sometimes they provide a lot of wording, sometimes they don't. So we'll see on that, and then getting ready for the speech. What's going on with Bitcoin? Government trying to pull a 1939 Gold Reserve Act? No, I don't. What do you mean, see the trees by that? Trump said raise it. Trump saying raise it or tariff action? No, I don't think Trump would want them to raise it. Trump says, don't raise it, otherwise we'll give you tariffs. That's probably what he's going to say. Great coverage tonight. Thank you, Rallo1. Appreciate it. What would an AI bubble? What would be an AI bubble? Is that a fake crypt dump or pump? Look, an AI bubble, I don't believe in it personally. That's how every bubble popped. Everyone says, well, we don't believe in it. But I think we can have a bear market. I think we can go down 20, 30%. I don't think it's like a bubble like the 2000s where you go up hundreds of percent, crash, and then don't recover for 7-10 years. I don't think we're in that sort of situation. I do think we can have a bear market, 20, 30%, but a bubble would be 100% up, which we are, a crash, and then go sideways for 7 years because all the companies were unprofitable. So yeah, that would be quite a violent crash, a long crash, and quite a long time to recover. That's what an AI bubble would look like. Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. Do I think it's likely? No. Do I think a bear market at some point is likely? Yes. Do I think the market's going to continue rallying this year? I do think so, unless we get a big carry trade unwind or a black swan event. I think we're in a very looking sharp there, Sensei. Thanks, sub. But I think we're in a very good bull market with high lows, high highs. I'm quite bullish on the year. Thank you, Sensei, for being up late. Please remind Martyn about designing me a Martyn Lucas coin logo. Okay, Martyn, if you're listening, Bro Manzin says to remind you about the logo for the Martyn Lucas coin. Great coverage tonight. Thank you, Rallo. Technical analysis, the levels. Scroll down until you see technical analysis, the levels. C-Hess. I can't find them for me. Can you just do a simple DM me newsletter too much to understand all of that? C-Hess, there is infographics in the newsletter. You don't have to read the whole thing. If you want to read the whole thing, then you understand more. There is simple charts at the bottom. If you want, yes, you can DM me, and I can do your chart as well in the newsletter. We try to cater for everyone, whether you're a beginner or intermediate. Then the newsletter is great for you. I don't call myself an expert even, so we're not looking for expert level. There's no need. As long as we understand the basics, we're intermediate, we know what we're looking. That's what the newsletter is designed for. It's not. I don't like to say it's only for experts, because I don't think you need to be an expert to win in the market, and I don't think I need to write in an expert way. I think I just need to make sure I explain everything to people. So there is more information if you read it. There is infographics, there is charts. So it's up to you how much you want to dive into it. But it's designed for everyone, really. Trump said, don't raise rates. I think they'll raise rates. Kitashi has odds for 96% of a pause. Do you think that's priced correctly? Yes, I do think that's priced correctly. To bring back manufacturing, Japan needs to raise. I think it does for its economy. It's Danny here in the stream. Do you have a different name? Is Danny here in the stream? Do you have a different name? Thank you, Martin. Martin's asking a question. Moon Moon says, will the recent dump in anticipation of was the recent dump in anticipation of this decision? If so, there could be an insider manipulation to send things back up, creating a safe buy the dip opportunity for insiders. We will never know the answer to that question. XRP, that's all. I recently took advantage of Sensei's 60% off newsletter, and it's a serious financial newsletter. Very, thank you. Very pleasantly surprised. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. What a wonderful comment. You took advantage of the 60% offer. It's a serious financial newsletter. Very pleasantly surprised. Yes, we don't want to over. Some people really big up their product and it's nothing special. We every single day you get the 5 things you need to know. I mean, you just become a better investor by just opening the email, because even if the first thing you see is the top 5 news stories, then you dive into the top 5 news stories, then you have the deep dive into a crypto coin, a stock, a monetary policy decision, then you have the chart of the day. So you just start off your day with a 10-minute read. You're on the right side of the day anyway. You've taken away all the fluff, you've taken away all the fake news, so you've just started the day off well. Then when there's events coming up, whether it's FOMC, Bank of Japan, you understand the whole event, you understand all the levels. So you go into that with a clear mind, clear understanding, and you can trade accordingly. Now we're doing the portfolio challenge. So now you get access to my playbook. It's not financial advice. I don't want to tell you exactly what to do. Do this, do that. I want you to see how I research stocks, how I come out with them, and how I come up with 1,000% gains. That's coming out tomorrow. So best time to get started with it, or with the newsletters today, so you can start the challenge from the beginning and understand it from the beginning. Then we've got the chart analysis course. That could be part of it. That's 8 years of knowledge, 9 years, I don't know, nearly 10 years of knowledge of charts, all the courses I've paid for, all the books I've read, all the live trading I've done, all the successful trades I've done, all the mistakes I've made. So you don't have to do it. I mean, if I had that to begin with, I would just be 10 steps up already. That's part of it. The debt planner, budget planner, and the net worth tracker to see what financial situation you're in, to build a picture so you have a clear idea of when you're investing, where your base is. That is all in the newsletter. You can message me anytime, ask me questions. You've got the community there. That's all 60% off, because we are currently very excited to share the new products and the biggest upgrade. So I'll put that in the link again. I'm a beginner, says C. Hess. That's fine. It's basically designed for beginners, intermediate. You don't really need to design it for anyone else, because that's enough for experts as well. You don't. The newsletter is designed for beginners to intermediate. If you think you're an expert and you're, I don't know, reading X or The Economist every single day, I mean, we've got subscriptions to all of this, so we understand everything's going on. Then, and you've got millions and millions of dollars, and you've got analysts, and you've got a hedge fund, then maybe it's not for you. But I mean, I think it's great. And thank you very much for saying that as well. Saab says, I saw that news on the 60 billion thing, Martin. Interesting. Thank you, Saab. William Bond says, Martin, William Bond is here. I'm here, Martin. C. Hess says, okay, thanks. Martin says, Saab, we have a very good tip off. Lots of data being shared. We are reviewing. Yes, very interesting story we're building for you guys on that. Market manipulation seems to be more frequent. Yes, it's always there. It's more frequent. Danny, I would like to offer you a moderator role here on the main channel. Would you like to accept? Wow, that's a very it's a great responsibility and a great thing when we add moderators to the channel. It's a great honor to be a moderator. I think I started off being a moderator, and here I am. Saab says, India and the EU possibly signing a huge deal in the next few days. Big numbers mentioned at Davos. Thank you, Saab, for that information. Your newsletter is amazing, Sensei. Mihir, thank you so much. I saw you sent me a message today. I was busy writing a newsletter, so I'll get back to you tomorrow or the weekend. Thank you, Mihir, for being one of our top members. Emu says, I've been trying to use my institution to figure out what the insiders are up to with their every big news. Well, let us know when you find out. But look, you can't just fight the institutions. You can't fight the big banks. You can't fight the hedge funds. We're not all about, we're here for you just need to understand what's going on and trade accordingly. And you can't always live your life saying there's insiders, there's this happening, there's market manipulation. You just have to get on with it, understand the markets, trade, invest long term, and win. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, it's very unlikely this interest rate decision will be, I'm keeping an eye on it, so I'm going to change this to 3 o'clock UK time because that's the most likely time we will get the interest rate decision. Let me just explain that to everyone for a second. You might be confused why I've changed the time. I'm keeping an eye on the Bank of Japan's website. Essentially somebody just updated there. No, nothing's come through yet. Essentially, what happens in Japan, they don't set a official time for the interest rate to be released. They are debating currently, and then once the debate is done, and once they want to put the decision out, then they put out. The window of opportunity starts now. That's when the earliest they'll release it. It ends in about an hour. The most likely time we're going to get this is in 30 minutes time. It might be a little bit earlier because they might all agree very quickly on the fact that they're going to pause because that's the most likely outcome, but that's not the most important thing we're going to see today. Remember, I said the speech is going to be important, and anything in that document that gives us indications on how quickly they're going to raise rates and how far they're going to raise rates, and if they mention the carry trade. So the window of opportunity is now open. We are live with potentially the rate decision coming out any second now, most likely in half an hour, but it can be as late as an hour, maybe in 20 minutes because it's quite a simple decision for them. So the interest rate decision can happen any second now, most likely in 20 to 40 minutes. So we'll keep an eye on all of that. We are now live waiting for the announcement any minute now. Let's go back to that live chat. Yes, sir, would love to help, says no excuses. Let me just check this. Okay, yes, we're running live. Sub, do you know that the US government seized gold back in 1934? I was just reading about this last week. Yes, they did. It was illegal, wasn't it, to hold gold? Martyn Lucas says, I would also like to offer the moderator role to William Bond. Wow, that's incredible. I always love it when we get a new moderator. MB Go says, I necessarily don't disagree with charging some type of interest, some type of percentage your interest rates. I've been in finance world for over 25 years, and free money is not always good money. Yeah, so essentially what's going on, let's think about this. It's the world had access, hedge funds, individuals, governments had access to a 0% credit card. We all know, as let's just say humans, if we've got access to a 0% credit card, just human desire is a bit more willy-nilly with what you spend your money on. You think 0% for 48 months, you'll come up with the money at the end and pay off the credit card. And Japan looked like it was going to be 0% for 30 years. It essentially was 20 years, 30 years. So at some points, it was negative. So you're getting paid to borrow money. So everyone borrow money, invest it in, even just in US treasuries and US bonds, you were borrowing for 0% and then earning 4%. It was free money. It was the unlimited money glitch. But of course, free money doesn't last forever. So Japan's economy is not great. Their yen was getting weaker, their imports were getting worse, tariffs came into play, and they have to raise rates. So now they raise rates, their interest rate's higher, and the US is lowering rates. So what you've got going on here is from being at 0% and earning 4% or 4.5% in the US, now interest rates are close to 3%, and the Japanese rates are close to 1%. So you're only getting 2% instead of 4.5%. So that's closing down. You also had everyone borrowing money on the FX market, and these sudden changes in FX lending rates when the interest rates change cause major issues. And I'm going to keep looking at this to make sure we're not missing anything. We're not. They cause major unwinds. So free money is no longer free, and people have to pay back, and it's about how quickly they have to pay back, and it's about, is the Bank of Japan suddenly going to raise the interest rates on that credit card again? And if they do, people will have to start paying it back. Or also in the FX market, a separate thing is a lending issue. If you suddenly get a surprise, the lending rates go up, and then you can no longer borrow the US. It's too expensive to hold Japanese yen, and then you have that whole other issue, and then you get the deleveraging, unwinding. We saw a mini unwind in 2024 when the Japanese markets fell 15-20%, the US markets that fell 5%, Bitcoin fell 20%. So that was a small one. Imagine a big one. Can we yes, I'll be working on that. I don't know if would you like to accept for the decision? The decision, yes, I'll tell you the decision. Don't worry about that. Robert Thick says, appreciate the hard work, no worries. 7890 says, when is the interest rate announcement from Bank of Somalia? I wouldn't know. Joseph says, hi. Saab says, yes, Chad, they made it illegal to hold gold. Crazy times. Yeah, people, I mean, most people hid it pretty well. I mean, it's quite hard to make gold illegal, but it's pretty ridiculous as well. People did get their gold seized. Jaxie said, when will the announcement be? Where will the announcement be posted? It'll be right here on the channel. It's on the Bank of Japan website as well. Moot says, are you more bullish or bearish on Bitcoin and ETH tonight, given the limited information that we have right now? Just curious about your opinion. I haven't looked at the chart. If you want to become a member, I'll have to look at the charts. Again, I don't normally look very short term unless I've got a very specific trade on, which is not most of the time. I prefer swing trades rather than day trades or small leveraged trades for the day. I don't really look into that, especially when you've got a big event. Oh, David Hensley's live on the show.
At David Hensley 3009 tipped $2 through Super Chat. Thanks, Sensei.
Thank you, David Hensley. Thank you very much. I would love to help out. William Bond has accepted it. We love it. William Bond is now a moderator. Congratulations to William Bond. If you're a betting man, would you say they seized gold again or Bitcoin? That's a question to Saab from Cedar Trees. Josh Monroe says, also around the time they implemented Social Security in the US. Thank you, Josh Monroe. Poor Man to Rich Man says, I am human, not a robot. Need credit card, beep, beep. Martin says, please welcome our two new moderators, William Bond and No Excuses. Welcome to being a moderator. Saab says, I don't think that they would seize gold again. No, I don't think so either. That wouldn't go down very well, will it? Well, at least not in the US or the UK, maybe in some other economies in the world or other countries. Frank Muff says, congrats. William Bond says, always pleased to help out. Oh, look at that. William Bond now has his moderator badge. William, if you comment again, you'll be in blue with a wrench. He is. Emu says, I think I need to focus on the members now. No excuses today, says testing. There we go. Alex XRP Forever says, Sensei, I just signed up for your paid newsletter. Congratulations to you. Thank you for that. That means there's only 4 spots left now. Oh, William Bond just gifted 10 bronze membership. Guys, smash the like button, subscribe, and start commenting in the chat. You might be able to win one. Look at that, 10 memberships. If you win it, please thank William. William, thank you for supporting the channel, and please do thank William if you win a membership. A great time to upgrade to Electrum because you've got it for free and you essentially get Electrum for $3. That's where you get all of Martyn's trades, all the special live streams, all the perks or benefits of bronze and silver, plus all of that. So there we go. And Alex XRP Forever, you just said you signed up to a newsletter, so that means there's 4 newsletters left for today. Thank you very much for signing up. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's continue because we are getting any second now the interest rate decision. So we are keeping an eye on it. Remember, it can happen now. It can happen in 15 minutes. It can happen in 10 minutes. There's not a set time for it, but we are now in the window of opportunity.
I can't believe this.
I can't believe it. They shouldn't be allowed to seize anything. I agree. Well, there's a few things I think they should be able to seize, but I don't think they should be able to seize Bitcoin, crypto, gold, silver, stuff like that. Sensei, cheers from Colorado, USA. Widgeto 1, I appreciate it. Congratulations on the new job. I believe this. Bitcoin will. Potato Family, what's the icon by our screen name? How do I upgrade or change it? That icon is 1 month. You've been a member for a month. Sometimes it's like 1 month to 3 months. I don't think you get a 2-month badge. But every so often that changes the longer you've been a member. You can't change it, but you'll change it by being a member for longer.
I can't believe this.
We'll hit 91,000 then drop to 86,000 before hitting 93,000 again. Very specific. I'll be careful about that. It's very hard to predict when it's going to go down, up, and exactly what's going to happen. Yolanda says, welcome Danny and William as our new moderators. Thank you, Yolanda, for being here and welcoming in our new moderators.
I can't believe this.
I think Yolanda, you might be next for a moderator. You might be next. Who is Family Finance? They might seize silver for national defense. Dan McCargy 89 says gold nearly at 5,000. I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? Gold, the highest market cap asset in the world, is moving like it's Bitcoin.
I can't believe
moving like it's a low market cap stock. Saab says, welcome new mods. Jay Harrington is here. Lovely to see Jay Harrington here today. Hi, legends. How are you doing, Jay Harrington? Widgeto says, let's go. Free memberships. Thank you. I will take one. I'll take one.
I can't believe this.
Robert Thick says, nice. William Bond says, oh my God. What the hell have we got here? No excuses. Praying for you and your family, Sensei, and thank you, Martyn, for your trust. No excuses. That is the biggest super chat we've ever received on the show, and what a kind comment you've put in there as well. What it means so much, your comment, and of course the biggest super chat we've ever received on the show. This is incredible. What the hell? No excuses. $500 super chat. I cannot believe it. The highest super chat we've ever received on the show. What has just happened?
You've been knocked down and got up again.
What is going on?
You're surrounded, no defenders.
Guys, we need to reload the song. Let me turn off the song. Can we get some hype in the chat? And what I mean by hype is just everyone reply to no excuses. Go, wow, hype in the chat. Let's go. Let's just get the chat exploding now. No excuses today. The biggest super chat I've ever received. The biggest super chat you can do on YouTube. I mean, you can't get much bigger than this. What is going on? No excuses today. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comment. Let's get the party started. We've got interest rates tonight. Decision. We're going to get you all prepared. It's about 18 minutes, but we've got time to play Phoenix. Oh my God. No excuses today. Let me know your name. I don't even know your name. No excuses today. I love the name No Excuses Today. I actually love that name. It means there's a lot of meaning behind that. Let's play the song. This is incredible. Hype in the chat, guys.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. Phoenix.
Hype in the chat. Here we go. No excuses today. $500.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hit your fury and kept it in. I can't believe this. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix.
Oh my God. Look at this. Guys, we have to stop the song again. We have to stop and interrupt it because we have to play it from the beginning. $500 super chat from No Excuses. And look what we just got. Everyone is winning in the chat right now. Everyone, I am a nerd, not even a member, has given away 20 Martyn Lucas Investor gift memberships. This is the biggest show ever. I mean, it can't get any better than this. I'm a nerd just gave away 20 Martyn Lucas membership. That means everyone's winning. Comment in the chat. You will be winning the membership as well. And right here, we've got the new like button where everyone's putting emojis. 20 memberships given away. $500 super chat. Let's play the music again ahead of the interest rate decision. Here we go. What is going on?
The year is 1991.
Guys,
Birds
type
and
in the
people
chat.
are living
Type
together
in the chat.
seemingly perfect harmony until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Okay, the super chat is coming through so we can hear it now. Let me just stop the song again because here it goes.
At No Excuses today tipped $499.99 through Super Chat. Praying for you and your family, Sensei. And thank you, Martyn, for your trust.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. Yes, things are a little bit difficult at the moment, but hopefully tomorrow with the next scan, the emergency scan, it should be fine. And we always look at the positive side of things. But thank you for your prayers. Prayers are always welcome. There's no one greater than God in this world. So thank you for your praying. I appreciate that a lot. Let's get the music back on. That was the super chat. $500. Everyone's going to win. 20 memberships given away as well. We have to play the music one last time. I mean, how much better than this can it get? You can't do more than $500 super chat. This is incredible. One last time, and then we'll get back to the analysis. Here we go.
Together in seemingly perfect harmony until one day.
Let's get some hype in the chat.
This is Phoenix.
Get the. I want the chat rolling. I want everyone to be commenting in the chat. Put emojis in. Put rocket ships in.
Let's get the chat rolling.
We are winners. Laughing emojis. The crypto market. Jammy XRP.
Get ready for verse 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Look at those chats rolling in. Everyone keep chatting. Look at all those emojis coming in. I love it. I love it, guys. Thank you for all your support. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do that now. Here we go. Favorite part of the song. Guys, we've put the music on and look at this. Silver is at $99. Our target was $100. We are $1 away from $100 on silver. That is crazy as well. Diesel, I see your comment.
I can't believe this.
I can't believe this. That was incredible. What a moment on the show. I can't believe it either. The highest ever super chat I've ever received. The highest you can give. No excuses. Genuinely, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the comment you put in there as well. I really appreciate that. Prayers mean more than the money, to be honest. And that is an amazing super chat. So thank you so much for that and the support and your kind comment. Thank you. Someone else did 20 memberships as well. I mean, that's incredible. Did we just have something from Martyn? Yeah, Martyn, I've just opened up the phone line as well. Guys, we are 10 minutes away potentially from the interest rate decision. I'm keeping an eye on it. Remember, it's flexible. It can come out earlier. It can come out later. I'm keeping an eye on it. Silver's just coming up to $100. So let's get ready for the interest rate announcement. Obviously, stay with me after that because that's when the speech is going to happen and we get more information, and that's even more important. Let me see. I think Martyn is calling into the show. Let me see if this works over here, and I can bring Martyn in. Let me bring Martyn into the show over here. Thank you, Martyn, for calling in. Welcome in.
Hiya, guys. I had to say, wow, a huge shout out to Danny tonight. No excuses. What a huge honor. That's the third time ever in 4 years, the highest ever super chat. Had to say thank you. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Danny, so much indeed. Obviously, anybody else want to be a moderator? If it's going to get you to give a $500 super chat, anybody else want to be a moderator? Going once, going twice. Guys, I'm not going to interrupt the show. We've got a big night in front of you. Thanks for joining, Sensei. I know some of you tried to play silly buggers with the poll earlier, but we're sticking with it. The new thumbnail, we're going to go with it. We want to be the best YouTube TV channel in the world, and we want to sell the story, but present our broadcasters in a professional way. Myself, Vaz, Sensei, and Casey, thank you so much for supporting us on that. Thank you, thank you, our new moderators, William Bond III. I can believe it. Moderators coming out of all over the place tonight. And thank you, Danny, for the support. Welcome our new moderators. The moderator wrench isn't something we just hand out lightly. We spend a lot of time watching you, building relationships with you, getting to know you, and seeing how you behave in the chat. And we really appreciate it. It's a big thing for us to give it to people. Thank you for accepting the role. It's a very important role because you are now able to control what goes on in the show. So thank you for that, taking on that responsibility. But again, thank you for supporting Sensei tonight. That super chat goes to Sensei tonight, supports him tonight, staying up late, going through the night when he's going through a tough time as well. What's going on at home? He's got his stuff to deal with, which we appreciate. Sensei tonight taking the time out to be here with you all. So thank you, Danny, and everyone who's supporting Sensei tonight, providing a great show. I love the suit, Sensei. Tremendous, top quality stuff. I'm going to get off. Nobody wants to hear from me. You want to hear from Sensei right now. Don't forget, over the weekend, a huge, big story. We've got a big tip-off coming. Sensei's studying the information. I'm studying it. Oh, hang on. What's this? Let me read that. 1 second.
At Diesel_Ada tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. Elaborate on Venezuelan BTC, sir.
Thank you. Over the weekend, Sensei is going to check all the facts. I'm checking it. And on Monday, we got a special exclusive interview. On Monday, I'm going to go because the super chats keep coming in. Sensei, back to you. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for calling in. Lovely to hear from Martyn. Here's another one. Let's listen to this.
$1.99 through Super Chat.
Oh, it was just a super chat. You can always put a comment underneath. Thank you, Javi XRP. Venezuelan Bitcoin. We are uncovering a story as we speak. Information coming in. We will be putting it out as a special newsletter and also doing coverage. So that information is coming in to us. We are validating it and we'll bring that to you.
$2 through Super Chat. Beer emoji. Clinking beer mugs emoji.
Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Robert Elliott. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so wow, let's get back to it.
I can't believe this.
We've got a new member as well. So
a DSX5GC has become a member.
We are 5 minutes, around 5 minutes away from the interest rate decision. I'm keeping an eye on the website here. as well as other sources. So obviously, what time is this happening? Well, it's the interest rate decision we've got first before the press conference. Wow, look at this, another super chat. Thank you guys for all your support today.
At the 3Ds 160 tipped $2 through super chat.
Thank you very much. The goofy faces is great. It won't change your channel, says Dan Ackerman. We did the poll earlier. It was pretty split, but no, we want to be separate ourselves out. Anyway, interest rate decision. That's what's happening shortly. Again, is it going to be on 5 minutes on the dot? Well, it can be right now. It can be in 10 minutes. We are really in the window of opportunity now. So the estimated time window is around 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 a.m. GMT. That is in 5 minutes' time. The expectation is a pause. We are expecting a pause, and that's why the market probably won't move much unless we get a full PDF document from them. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but then also we get the speech later. So markets have this move 90% plus priced in via OIS and Bank of Japan Watcher surveys. So yes, I am very confident we'll get a pause, but I'm also very confident that watching this event is very important to investors because we get a whole lot more information as well. The rule of volatility, the Bank of Japan does not publish a fixed decision time. So I can't guarantee to you it's going to be in 4 minutes and 42 minutes. 4 minutes and 42 seconds. But I can guarantee to you it's pretty much going to be in the next 20 minutes and very likely to be in 5 minutes time, if not already. So let's just keep an eye on all of this. What's happened there? So that's all okay. That's all fine. So it's not a fixed decision time. The statement drops once the policy board finishes deliberation. So they're right now, they're deliberating in a room. Once they finish, they publish the results. Historically, decisions that come later. So if we start waiting more than 4 minutes or more than 10, 20 minutes, then that will mean that they're speaking more, and it means there's more of a complex or market sensitive changes. So if we start going for 20 minutes from now, then we can start thinking, actually, is a hike more likely? Well, yes, it's more likely, but probably still very unlikely. But what are they debating about? That's the questions we'll start asking ourselves if we don't get a decision in the next 10 minutes. Mornings, yeah. So that if it's been longer historically, when you study the data, I've studied the data, and this is why I put towards you. If it is longer, it's a more complex or more market sensitive change that they spend longer discussing, which is why traders obsess over every minute in the release window. So after 3 minutes time, we're going to start getting really worried whether what they're deliberating, because it should be quite an easy decision. They should unanimously all vote for a pause because that's what is very much expected. Again, does that mean the carry trade won't unwind? Well, it's actually all to do with how quickly they're going to raise rates. No one expects a raise now. They're not going to raise rates. But if they start talking longer, even if we do get a pause, which we expect, it's all about what the PDF says. If we get a full PDF and also what the speech says, we will get a speech. Then we get the press conference. So that's when Governor Ueda will talk, and that's when we'll get the roadmap of the interest rates potentially. But here is a chart of all the previous interest rates. All the previous interest rates have been all pauses last year, apart from December 19th, which we covered last time. It was a hike of 0.25%. Here is the expectations is a majority pause, maybe even a unanimous pause, but we are expecting to get that any minute now. So this is when we start getting a bit worried. Are they going to release it? Are they not going to release it? If we know they're going to release it, but how late are they going to release it? The later they release it, the more worried we get. So let me explain that to you a bit further. So unlike the US Federal Reserve, which uses a rigid, let me just keep this open in this page as well. So I've got multiple places I'm watching for this PDF. Unlike the US Federal Reserve, which uses a rigid schedule, the Bank of Japan uses unpredictable timings as a deliberate communication tool. Their release typically occurs between 2:30 and 3:30 GMT. We are right in the bang middle of that. Normally, if you look at this, if you look at all the times the decision has come out, how many times has it been after 3 o'clock? Well, 1, 2, 3 of the times it's been way before 3 o'clock. A couple of the times it's been around 3 o'clock. I'm talking UK time, so we're approaching 3 o'clock in the UK. And then one time it was 40 minutes after 3 o'clock, but that's when there was a bit of deliberation. Some people voted for, some people voted against, and they paused. Once it was 3:24. But yeah, it's if it goes any later than 3:30, then there's a serious issue. If it goes later than about 3:05, 5 minutes from now, then we start wondering what are they talking about, because this should be a very simple decision for them. So, unlike the Federal Reserve, which is a rigid schedule, the Bank of Japan doesn't. An early release, if we get it from 2:30 to 3, which is the window for that has closed. The window for that has closed, and it looks like we're going to have to move this timer back. Let me, I'll move it to something like that, because after that we get a bit more worried. If we get it between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, that window's closed, usually means a clean, straightforward hold at 0.75% with little initial drama. Market reaction often looks priced in unless the statement is widely off script. That option in 27 seconds time is off the board. That option is, I've just seen Martin put a link in the chat. Guys, that link is very important. It's $2.99. It's Discord. All of Martin's trades. You've seen him win over and over again. Lots of people ask, can you just give us, can you just let us know when you're making those moves? It's not telling you to buy or sell. It's just everyone requested it. And Martin can't reply to everyone all the time. So he's made his Discord and Electrum for those people. Electrum, you get the emails as well. For the Martin's Trade Discord, you can interact and have the live events on Discord as well. Most people have both. So $2.99 for Martin's Discord to get all of his trades, and Electrum, you get all the benefits of bronze and silver. Go check them out. Martin's just put the link in there. So once you click that link, don't just press join server. You have to press, Martin just kicks anyone out, and that's not rude. It's just the way Discord calls it. Anyone who's not, it just goes in for free. It's a paid service, but it's only $2.99. Martin's just put in the link for that. We're keeping an eye on the interest rate decision. Has it come out yet? Okay, it hasn't. So we've passed that window of opportunity. We don't have an early release. So it should have been quite a straightforward release, actually. So what does that mean? Well, what does it mean? Well, are we in the mid-range? This is the baseline zone. A decision here suggests more time spent collaborating language on yen's weakness, inflation, and a path for 2026, but not regime change. So getting a bit more worrying now. We didn't get it early. I would have thought this time would have been early, because they're not raising rates, they're holding rates, and it should have been quite simple. Last time they raised rates, they gave all the explanation last time. So this time we would have thought they would have just given it to us straight away. Not to say that's not an important event to watch, because the quieter events are the more important ones, because that's when they give you the subtle changes and how the interest rates are going to go in 2026. It's not all about today, are we going to get rate hikes or not? We're not. It's all about what they say. So it's quite surprising that we haven't got the decision yet. Still not got it. So now we're in the range of, they're talking longer than expected. So they're probably talking about weakness, inflation. The delay rule is if we don't get it in the next 25 minutes, then really hawkish tweaks, bolder guidance, a later drop even with a hold as a yellow flag for carry trades. So we're going to keep a close eye on this now, because we're out of the zone of a clean, straightforward hold at 0.75%. That doesn't look likely anymore, because they've taken extra time to release this. So we're on standby now. It should be any minute now, very likely to be any minute now. In December, it was, last month, it was a few minutes after the hour. So very likely to be in the next few minutes now. So stay with us for that decision, but obviously stay with us for after that as well, for the speech. Let me just quickly tell you why this is coming. We've got a 60% offer on. Right now it's 3 a.m. So it's reset for the day. 5 people every day. I think 1 person has joined today so far. What is it? It is our premium newsletter. Every single day you get all the stories you need to know. This levels up your information. Once I started reading the news, my long-term investments started outperforming my day trades, genuinely, because I would start understanding the market. I would understand where we are in the market. I would understand the data, and I would understand the company position, so I'd know which sectors to invest in. However, there was many issues. I had 20 subscriptions. I had all the subscriptions you can think of: Financial Times, The Economist, Reuters, all different newsletters, all the news companies you can think of. I was subscribed to them. I was paying hundreds a month for that, because I wanted all the information, because the more I was reading, the more I was learning. So I thought, this is a great feedback loop. The more I read, the more I learn. And then it was interesting to start seeing what people said on X, to see the sentiment, this and the other. But then there's all those scammers on X, and then on all the newsletters and websites, it was full of ads. And then I started seeing that certain people who wrote the articles had a certain political framework and were being paid by corporate sponsors. And I didn't like any of that, and I wanted to make a change. So we created a newsletter to make it very simple. All you need is a top 5 stories. That's all I needed. So we created a newsletter. Every single day, it comes to you 2 hours before the bell. Literally at the beginning of the newsletter, it just tells you one line for each of the stories, so you can at least just open the newsletter and see the top 5 things going on. That's a minute. Then we tell you the one big thing. What's the biggest thing of the day? So you know exactly what's going on. Then we give you a number that matters, because that sticks in your head, the number that matters. Then we go into each of the 5 stories, 2 paragraphs, 5-minute read. Then we have the deep dive into coins, market conditions, all of that sort of stuff. Keeping an eye on the interest rate decisions. No, it hasn't come out yet. Deep dive. So we explore whether it's a interest rate decision. Normally it's smaller things such as like a CPI release or a macro condition or a macro fear or tariffs or specific stock analysis or crypto analysis. A deep dive every single day, and then a chart of the day, 1 chart a day. You get all of that as part of some of it's in the free newsletter, most of it is for the paid newsletter. We haven't got this yet in the next 5 minutes. This is crazy. We're going to have to put another 5-minute timer. The longer this goes on, the more worried we are about this interest rate decision. So that's just the main newsletter. And as a premium, you get that every single day. So you're already saving there. Then what else do you get? Well, you get the whole added free experience. We're not sponsored. We don't have corporate sponsors. It's my voice with factual information. I'm not political. I just give you the factual information that can change your investment strategy and increase your knowledge, which makes you make better decisions. You get my thoughts on each story. So it's the story and then my thoughts. You might not care about my thoughts. You might be interested in my thoughts. I give you them. You can ignore them or look at them. So all my thoughts on that. You get a chart every single day. You also get event cheat sheets. Today for the Fed, for the Bank of Japan, all premium members have exactly what time everything's happening, exactly my thoughts, exactly what will happen if they. We all know they're not going to raise rates, but what to look out for what they say. You've got all my charts today at the bottom of that newsletter. So you get event cheat sheets. You get deep dive research, and the main reason we're doing 60% off is because we basically achieved the goal of creating the best news outlet. We are going to continue improving, of course, but we're adding 3 new things. We're adding the, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. We're adding the portfolio challenge. So everyone wants to know my framework behind some of my biggest wins, Tesla and Rocket Lab and XRP, how I discovered them. So we're releasing it to the public, my 3-4-step framework, but also I'm also going to be showing you. So I've got the £5,000 challenge, trying to turn it into 300,000 and then 1 million. But yeah, we're the full research, what I'm buying, why I'm buying it. It's not financial advice. It's never financial advice. It's not alerts. It's just telling you why I'm buying, the research behind it and why I'm buying it and why I find it interesting. Still no release from Bank of Japan, by the way. So that's one new feature starting tomorrow. So if you get in now, you can start from the beginning. Then we've got the chart course. I spent thousands, genuinely thousands, learning how to read charts, or learning from everyone, having mentors, doing courses, reading books. But then the most important was actually doing it and understanding it. So I've done it. I've made the mistakes. I've learnt it. It's very simple, actually, when you break it down and you're not buying stupid weird indicators. We've got very simple indicators. I'll be releasing the very simple indicator. That'll be part of it as well. But yeah, everything I know about charts, 2-hour video, you'll get that, and then weekly Q&A on the portfolio challenge and the trading. Then you've got the financial advice, not financial advice, you've got the financial planner. So that is debt planner, budget planner, net worth tracker to see where you're at, based, so you know, should you be paying off your interest. It's not financial advice, but it gives you a few tips, and see, and you can visualize your net worth so you know exactly what's going on. That's all coming. 3 releases, 3 weeks. So we're doing the best offer ever. We're never going to do a 60% offer like this again. So grab it where you can. There is the link in the live chat. 60% off. We only do it for the. We only do it for the. Sorry, I don't know why this screen isn't working. We only do it for the first 5 people every day. We're running it for a week until FOMC day. So there's only the first 5 people every day. We can't give it to everyone because you've got one-on-one DM access with me in the chart, so and the chat. So we don't want to give away hundreds of that. So yeah, 60% off right now in the live chat. You can see over here. There is a free version as well. So if you want a free version, you can go and grab the free version. There's a monthly as well, but the 60% off is a deal that I would definitely recommend. Okay. SEC girl, this news. No, it's not. We are waiting for the Bank of Japan. There is no decision yet. There is no decision. What is going on in the chat? We've got a few weird comments. My top tip, evidence coming in the US, about to see $60 billion of Bitcoin. I see a drop coming first, then a pump to pay off US debt, then a drop. I'm looking to build XRP to 100,000. Yeah, we do have an exclusive story coming out. We're doing the research on that now. It will be in the newsletter, and it will be a live show on Monday. So we're going through that data now. So yeah, we're still waiting now. 10 minutes since we should have got this. We should have got this at least 15 minutes ago. The more this goes on, the more I'm wondering what is going on in that interest rate decision. We haven't got this yet. They released. Have they just released it? Let's go over to Bloomberg. Some people are saying they released it. Let's go straight to Bloomberg then. Have we got released? Bloomberg are not reporting on this just yet. Let's keep an eye on it. Let's check a different sources. I don't see it on their website. They released it. They released it. I expect it's a hold anyway. We're waiting for the speech. I don't see it being released yet. If they released it, it would be here. Refresh. They released it, it would be here on their website. It's a hold. Yeah, we're expecting a hold, but I don't see where you guys are seeing this. Either way, we are expecting a hold, and it is a hold. Let me see if we can get this. Yeah, up 0.75%. Yeah, they're holding rates as expected. Let's go over here to our economic calendar. That will confirm it as well. Bank of Japan interest rate decision. It is. Yeah, here we go. We've got this information coming through. Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investor. The decision is out. 0.75%, just as expected. Now we wait for the speech. That's what matters the most. They held at 0.75%. We told you this is a 99% certainty, but we also told you it's not the most important thing. So we're going to have a look through the PDF, which I don't think has too much on it this time. I'm just looking through it now. And also we'll be waiting for the speech. So let's turn this off and let's confirm that we got the speech on next. So that's what we're waiting for now. The decision is out and it's as expected, 0.75. Okay, let's just see where that... Let's see if we've got that. If someone's got the link to it, let me know in Discord. Normally they publish it here, but they don't seem to have done that this time. Why is it not here? Interesting. Monetary policy releases. Here we go. Okay, here's the official document. 8-1. Yeah, a different part of the website this time. So January 23rd, 2026, at the monetary policy meeting held today, the policy board of Bank of Japan decided by an 8-1 majority vote to set the following guidelines for the operations in the intermediate period. The bank will encourage the unilateral overnight call to remain at around 0.75%. Voting for the action was the governor himself. The governor himself voted for that. Him, Indo Roko, oh God, I can't pronounce all these names. Uchida, Noguchi, Nakajawa, Tamura, Korida, and Masu. Voting against this is the interesting one, was Taka Hajime. Okay, here we go. We've got some information here. Taka Hajime considered that the price stability target has more or less achieved that. And overseas economies being in a recovery phase, risks to prices in Japan were skewed to the upside. This is very interesting we've got here. Let me see if I can bring that a bit more central for you guys. There we go. You can all see that now. Takata considered that the price stability target has been more or less achieved. The price stability target has been more or less achieved, and that with overseas economies becoming in a recovery phase, risks to price in Japan were skewed to the upside. He proposed that the bank set guideline for money market operations as follows. The bank would encourage uncollateralization overnight call to remain at around 1%. The proposal was defeated by majority vote. This is getting a bit more concerning. How is the market reacting to this? Let's quickly go to the S&P 500 on that decision. The S&P 500 turned a little bit red. XRP didn't mind that decision. So we didn't get a raise, but we did get one person voting for a raise, and he's very strong opinionated as well. So he was asking for it to go to 1. Normally, if you look at our table over here, it's normally unanimous. It's normally unanimous, but this time it is a majority. It's an 8-to-1 majority with one person, a very strong opinionated, saying it should be at 1%. Let's go to okay, we've got another document here. Let's read this. Breaking news coming into us. Here we go. Breaking news. I'll answer your question in a second. We've just got a secondary document coming out as well. Abolishment of amount of cash collateralization for lending of ETFs. The Bank of Japan shall abolish the amount of cash collateral for lending ETFs, given that the new lending of ETFs has been seized and the outstanding balance of the ETF lending has reached 0. If the bank decides to resume EDF lending facility, it shall establish that rule. We actually directly talked about this in the newsletter as well. Let me bring that to you and explain that a bit further. If I just go down over here, where was it? So let me bring it to you. I do want to leave most of this for the premium members, but I do want to. Sorry, let me go to this over here while I find this specific part. Here. Any hint of speeding up ETF or J-REIT sales is quiet quantitative tightening, a slow burn for equities even if the headline rate doesn't move. And we've basically just got the indication that what's going on is a bit of quantitative tightening. So for 15 years, the Bank of Japan supported markets by buying Japanese stocks, ETFs, and property-funded funds, J-REITs, exactly what's in that document. Since January of 2026, it started a very gradual sales, and that pace, the pace is glacial, but the signal matters. The Bank of Japan is slowly stepping back as a permanent buyer, which becomes steady headwinds for Japanese equities over time. They are now indicating they are no longer a buyer of the Japanese stock market. They're no longer a buyer of real estate in Japan, and they are starting to sell. They are starting to tighten the monetary policy. We've got confirmation of that now as well. So again, that's a little bit hawkish. Now we wait for the speech. Now I get to answer your questions and get ready for it. Someone just asked, for the speech and the decision. Let me go Bank of Japan. Bank of Japan speech next. Bank of Japan speech is next. So we're going to be covering the speech next. Speech next. Okay, this was the question I want to answer. Alex XRP Forever says, at Sensei Live, where do we find information about the $5,000 challenge in the paid newsletter? So essentially what's going to happen is on Saturday or Sunday, you're going to receive a newsletter which lays out the framework for the challenge. It will also tell you where you're going to find the information. Most of the time, you'll get a newsletter. If we're doing a big research piece, which we're mostly going to be doing, research pieces on AI, research pieces on data centers, research pieces on energy, research pieces on medical grade AI solutions, research pieces on crypto miners. All of this is going to be research. We're going to compare the companies within subsectors the proper way, not just looking at numbers willy-nilly. You have to compare it to the subsector. So all of that information, and then we're going to decide, do we like any of the companies from the subsector? It has to pass quite a few tests, then the chart, all of that. That's going to be a newsletter if it's a big one like that. If it's something like Amazon, which is pretty safe, and we see a big drop, then I'll just post the buys in the chat. So what you want to do is make sure you've got the Substack app, because you get notified there as well. If you don't like emails, you can just get it on the app. Or if you like emails, also get it on the app, because that's where you can chat. That's where you can DM me one-on-one. That's when you can join the group discussions. And on that group page where people ask questions, the threads, all of that sort of stuff, that's where I'll post some buys. There'll be a monthly recap. Where's the portfolio at? How we're doing? All of that sort of stuff. It's a long-term portfolio, so there'll be ups, there'll be downs. It's a high-risk portfolio. It's not for you to copy, but yeah, you'll get all the information with the big research pieces. You'll get just as a normal newsletter, but it will only be for the premium members. The smaller buys, or the ones that don't require as much research, they'll be in the chat. So as long as you've got the app, the DMs open, and all that sort of stuff, you have everything. As long as you've got the newsletter subscription and you've got the right email, then you'll be getting the main buys and research, plus the monthly updates. Might be enough to send ETH back up to 3,400. Yeah, let's keep an eye on the markets. Yeah, XRP is heading up now. Ethereum is also liking that. Look, a lot of people sell out in case it is a bad news story, and when it's a normal news story, they come back into the market. Okay, let me go over here. What else do we have? Yeah, Bitcoin is moving up on this as well. The S&P 500 moving up as well, up 0.27%. Gold is pretty much flat on the day now. Let's go and answer some more questions. Crypto has disconnected from everything, including liquidity, acting like the yen carry trade matters when the Russell 2K is up 2% on the week is pure delusion. If the yen carry trade mattered, precious metals will be drained like a piggy bank. One Lover Dabber says USA, USA, USA. Diesel Raider says Bitcoin, XRP going up. Seek Him Today says all written by. Are you talking about their policy decisions? I wouldn't say that that's how they would do it. What do you mean by that? Seek Him Today. Ascend Improvement Hub says they paused. Yes, they did pause. That was what's expected. We can end the poll now on that. We didn't get a full PDF document from them either. Vaulted Edit says gold is falling. What do you think is going to happen to its price? Look, gold, we were very bullish on it when it was at $1,500. We were bullish on it when it was at $2,000. We were bullish on it when it was at, I'll bring you the chart. We were super bullish at it when it was at $2,500. That was the breakout, $2,000. We were bullish on it on $2,800. Everyone flipped super bearish over here when we went to 3,500, and we had that big correction. But I said that's so normal. We went down 10%, consolidated, and broke out again. As expected, all these charts will be available in the newsletter, and how I chart this is also going to be available in the newsletter. So yeah, that we were super bullish then. We were super bullish on the breakout. Then we said the exact same thing is playing out. We're going to have a big correction, then consolidate, and then break out. That's exactly what happened. And now we're here. We've hit basically our final target. Am I bearish on gold? No, because it's stupid to go against the trend. It's very stupid to say, okay, I'm calling a crash. Gold is going to crash. But do I think the risk to reward is the same as it used to be? Absolutely not. I think gold is hit all the main targets now. The last main target was 4,750. So if you're a buy at 1,200, you're completely in your right to sell it. Am I bearish on gold? No, because it's in a massive uptrend. Am I cautious of gold? Am I buying gold right now? No. Am I cautious of gold? Am I looking to sell? Maybe. If there's opportunity in the market and I think there's better opportunity elsewhere, I'll sell my gold and buy other things.